So I painted my baby. And if I send shots, all your head's done, your hands smoking good.
That ain't no motherfucking 22.
In the water, smoking
What
like
that
a
is?
rasta.
Oh no, that's that 223.
Cause niggas want the drama right till we have to pop out. Hit them with that motherfucking na. Trey songs gone for the summer. Nigga, and I'm dumping. Send a couple shots, know he runner. Keep a K loaded, call it blocker. My little baby chopper. And if I need to, sweep your block up. The modern day, you gotta add the mafia. We here to fuck the block up. Forgot our sons, yeah, you know they got us. All I need is moolah, do you know I gotta slide the blocks out. But nigga called the cops out, and all you hear is fuck the federalized. No mercy for your papa, he crying for your mama. And you the type of motherfucker, tell it front your honor. And get your mans locked up, and get his ass turned out. If I see a pussy nigga, then I gotta turn his lights out. What's your name?
What is going on, YouTube? It is your favorite pistol packing rapper, MDMA Sosa, aka Sosa Leader Pistol Geek, and I'm back with another video for y'all. Hey, guess what, man? Y'all been rocking with me for the last 4 episodes. Y'all been rocking with the From Bitch to Bull story. Y'all been rocking with it, man, and everybody that's shown me love, everybody that's, you know, it's immaculate, and I thank you so much for wanting to hear my story. With that being said, y'all already know what time it is. This is From Bitch to Bull, Part 1, my early life, Episode 5. But hold on, wait. I'm gonna let y'all know something though, before we do the intro. This is the last episode of Part 1, early life. The next episode of From Bitch to Bull will be premiering next week. And it's going to be called From Bitch to Bull Part 2. The tweener years. You feel me? Episode 1. So with that being said, y'all be on the lookout for that next week. But until then, this is From Bitch to Bull, Episode 5, Part 1, my early life. The final installment. My last early life episode. Let's go.
Stressing is life really worth it? I know I'm not best, but I know I deserve it. A coupe in a bitch with lanes, I be swerving. Yeah, I am amazing, but I am not perfect. Stressing is life really worth it? I know I'm not best, but I know I deserve it. A coupe in a bitch with lanes, I be swerving. Yeah, I am amazing, but I am not perfect. See, I am not perfect, just know that I'm worth it. Just cut me the check, cause I'm honestly working. Been trapping and stacking, hell yeah, I've been serving my pet.
Okay, so boom. My mom goes to look for my dad. At this point, me and my infant brother Jordan are sitting in the car. As I told you in the last installment, this was because we had a fire. I woke up to a blaze. Well, as me and my brother are waiting in the car now, as a child, you don't really have concept of time like that. So, I would say that I feel like it was like at least an hour, but I guarantee you it wasn't. But me and my little brother, we sat there and we just watched the building burn, and my mom, she had ran off to find my dad. So at this point, I didn't know where he was, and I didn't know if my mom was safe. So that's a very traumatic experience, if I do say so myself, at that age. I'm going to give you verbatim what my father told me out of his own mouth. Basically, he said that when he ran back in to try to save his friend. When he ran back in, he said most of the hallway had already caught on fire. So my dad has always had a tendency to wear 2 pairs of clothes. I do too, but probably where I get it from. But anyway, he had on like a red and black I guess a corduroy pattern shirt, you know, but yeah, he said he put it over his face, and because he didn't want to inhale none of the smoke, he said, and he walked through that shit because, you know, probably should have mentioned that this was my dad's best friend. So he said he walked through that shit. He said he got all the way to the apartment, and you seen the wood falling, and, you know, pieces of fire from the door. And he said he went in and his friend was in the room. He had fell asleep in a chair. My dad said that when the fire started, He had originally, he had originally got him up, as well as when my mom came and got me and my little brother up. And I guess he was drunk, so he ended up falling back to sleep in the chair, not really knowing that it was a life or death situation. So my dad says, he got back to the apartment. He seen all the, the wood falling from the door. He kind of thought about it twice, and he's like, "Fuck it." He ran in. He said he gets to the room door, and it's like so much smoke and fire in the apartment at this point that he can barely see, but he know he at the room door. And he banging on it. Dum, 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 dum. JB! JB! He say he trying to hit it, break it down. He can't get in. And he said at that point that he heard that like the roof was about to cave in, like crackling sounds. And he had to make a choice whether to try to kick the door down and, save more time to try to get his friend, or leave his wife and his 2 kids, possibly. He said, man, and I'll never forget what he said to me when he was explaining this story. He said, man, I would never want nobody that I care about to have to make that decision in that situation. And I still remember that. He said, a lot of people, they could say what they would do in a situation like that. He said, but brother, I was there. I knew my man's was behind there, and that if I didn't wake him up, or I couldn't wake him up, then it would be over. But I couldn't get in the door. I was trying to break it down. And yeah. And hearing my father say that, it showed a whole side that I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Like I always had wondered how he felt that he couldn't save his friend. My dad is not really big on emotions. He's one of them, people. He's one of them guys that keeps those emotions in. But he used to always say, "Karate man bleed on the inside." That was what he used to say all the time. Karate man bleed on the inside. So he would never really show emotions, but that rare time, he dropped a tear. You hear me? And it was crazy. This is the first time I had ever seen my dad cry, and he was serious. Like he said, he would never wish that on nobody. My mom and my dad, they come back to the car and they just stunned, quiet. I remember. They didn't really say anything. I was like, what's going on? What happened? Whatever. We were just like, yeah, just be quiet, just be quiet. And I'm like, no, we just had a fire or whatever, and I'm going off. And, because at that point I needed answers. At that point I needed to know what was going on. And my pops, and now, being older, I understand it was the heat of the situation, but he's like, man, motherfucker JB just died, goddammit. Don't nobody want to hear your motherfucking mouth. Shut the fuck up. Alright? He died in the goddamn fire, dog. Can you shut the fuck up now, please? Cause then I got quiet. We all was just crying. Ended up moving in with my auntie on Mac. Yeah, ended up moving in with my auntie on Mac. She had a house, and we stayed there for about a year. That's where this picture comes from, of me teaching my little brother how to walk. That's where that picture came from. We were actually at my aunt's house. We lived there for about a year while my parents had to, contact Social Security and get help from the government, and till we were able to afford our own place. And if I'm being 100% honest, in that year and couple months that we were with my auntie, nothing really a note happened. It was pretty much quiet because my auntie is strict as hell. And her and my mama put together, like, you ain't doing shit that you ain't got no business doing, so you better just chill. Otherwise, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You know what I mean? At all. Like, stand in the corner like this, with the leg up in the air for an hour if you don't wanna, that type thing. You ain't get no whooping, you get one of them. So with that being said, I didn't really get in trouble much at my aunt's house because I didn't really want to get in trouble like that. You know what I mean? I got tired of them type of punishments. And things didn't really pick back up until we moved onto East Grand Boulevard. East Grand Boulevard is that long ass road that you can take straight down and it take you straight to Belle Isle across the bridge. That's East Grand Boulevard. We lived there for approximately 7 or 8 years, up until I was about 15 going on 16 when we moved on East Grand Boulevard. As soon as I got the opportunity, man, I started going to the school right around the corner. I forgot what the name of the school was. I don't know if it was Barber or Barber Jordan. It was something. Forgot the name of the school around the corner. It ended up closing, but I was going there and immediately started fighting with people. And it got, because, little kids is bad as hell. I'm not one of them type of people, like, I've always been the type that, and my dad called me the bully beater, because I've always been the type of kid that if you directing your energy towards somebody, don't then direct the energy towards everybody else because you talking down to that person. Prime example, I've always had a big problem when somebody is antagonizing someone else. I take that as not only as a threat, but a personal challenge as well. Not anymore, but at the time I did. When someone says, I'll beat your motherfucking ass, I'll beat anybody's ass in this bitch, I would personally come out of nowhere, hey, listen, bro, keep that shit, even at a young age, even that young, bro, keep that shit over there. You ain't beating shit over here, bro. I will beat the fuck out of you. Ain't nobody worried about it. So now, instead of being mad and about to fight this person, now I'm in a fight because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut because he was talking shit to somebody else. Listen, don't group me with everybody else. You can't just whoop my ass. And I always fought because of it. But yeah, that was just one instance. But, I was always fighting. It was to the point that my mom kind of used Friday as her day off. Let's go ahead and put this out here right now. I was on the National Junior Honor Society. All right, I've always been an A and B student. I went to high school. I'm not a dumb man. Yeah, I've always had good grades. I just couldn't keep my hands off people. And forgot what kind of test it was in high school, but it was some type of, I'm gonna say, aptitude test. But basically they, tested you on different things, like different careers. And I had this guidance counselor. Her name was Mrs. Stansberry. And her basically job was pretty much to tell me what I'm supposed to do with my life. And they had me take this test. It's crazy because the day that I got that test, I scored equally well on all parts, and she actually was baffled. She actually pulled me to the side and called me in her office and was like, my job is to be able to tell you what you can do with your life, and I'm here to tell you that you can literally do whatever you want to. And I'm like, what you mean? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, you scored equally well on every aspect of the test, so you literally could do whatever you want to. And at the time, being in high school, I didn't really think about it. Like, that's a good thing. I kind of thought of it like, yo, your only fucking job is telling me what I'm supposed to be able to do with my life. But, but beside the point. So, despite the fact that I was always fighting, I've always kept good grades, even when I wasn't in school because I would get my schoolwork sent home and I would read and teach myself, essentially. So being at home so much, I kind of got into things. My mother was working a full-time job and my father had become disabled. His back, he has spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease in his back. So his back rubs together and everything. His spine rubs together and his hips as well. So he had been medically unfit to work. He had been, taken off the roster saying that he couldn't work anymore. So my mom was working full time at this point. My dad smoked weed. You hear me? And at this point, I'm around 9 years old. And I find a nickel bag of weed. So what you think I did? You just go ahead and like, share, sub to the channel, turn on those post notifications. I got a new song dropping April 29th called The Inner Me Part 2. Go ahead and, check out my music on all streaming services. MDMA Sosa, $ in the S, okay? If you like gun content, go ahead and type in Sosa Leader Pistol Geek on Instagram and YouTube. If you're watching this video, you already know, but tell your friends about me. And until next time, man, family first, amendment second. I love you all. Peace.
And if I send shots, all your head's down, your hands smoking good.
That ain't no motherfucking 22. Oh no, that's that 223.
Cause niggas want the drama right till we have to pop out. Hit them with that motherfucking na. Trey songs gone for the summer. Nigga, and I'm dumping. Send a couple shots, know he running. Keep a K low, they call it blocker. My little baby chopper. And if I need to, sweep your block up. The modern day, you gotta add the mafia. We here to fuck the block up. Forgot our sons, yeah, you know they got us. All I need is moolah, do you know I gotta slide up? Hop out, do a fucking pop out. Niggas talking reckless, so we had to bring the Glocks out. But nigga called the cops out, and all you hear is fuck the federal laws. No mercy for your papa, he crying for your mama. And you the type of motherfucker, tell him front your honor. And get your mans locked up, and get his ass turned out. If I see a pussy nigga, then I gotta turn his lights out.